Hello world, this is Mike Pierre, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a basic login system in PHP. The reason why I say it's basic is because of security. Okay, I'm not going to be implementing no security at all. In fact, I am going to be even using a library that's going to be deprecated and shouldn't be used, which is the MySQL query library. Right now, PDO is replacing it in MySQLi, but I'm just going to use MySQL query. Well, just MySQL query MySQL fetch array in order to show you guys how to create a login system, and from there you guys can change it to PDO or MySQLi. So technically, to get started, what I'm gonna do is create a form box. Everything's gonna be very simple because I don't want to go over the edge and just waste time. You guys can design it. I'm not implementing no JavaScript for validation or anything like that. So I'm gonna start off actually not even by creating input. I'm going to start off by creating a form. So form action and then login.php. This will be index.php. By the way, this page that I'm creating. The method will be post. By the way, I'm using Dreamweaver. Doesn't make a really big difference. You can use text editor, whatever, Notepad++, Sublime, Eclipse. Well, anyway, so method is post. Let's say for example you guys want to supplement an email for logging in. Input type text, name, email, put a break tag, password, input type, password, so nobody's looking over your shoulder, name, just call it pass. We gotta close these tags, by the way. Alright, and then I'm gonna put a button, type, submit, log me in now. Okay, and then we want to close this button. Alright, so we're gonna save this, and then we're gonna create a new document which is gonna be called logged in. Well, login. Okay. Well, have to change that, but okay. So we open our PHP tag, close it. That's what I like to do. So we're gonna pass the two values from the form, which will be we'll be using the post method, by the way. Will be email and post pass. Okay, assuming you have a MySQL library already created. I haven't created it, but I'll just use one that I already have. Include connect pass. Okay, now we want to check if both values were set. If post if is set, post if not is set, post email. Well, actually if is set because we want to do stuff in here. Else we could do a couple of things such as header, location, index.php, or you can be more creative and um, it's all up to you what you want to put in there. If they put in the wrong information, you can put echo you have entered bad information, cannot log in. Okay, back to the is set stuff. So and is set post pass. Well, you know what? You have entered bad information. You have entered. You are missing information. Only if you're not validating your script with JavaScript. Okay. So I'm not going to use header location. And then I just want to exit from here. Okay. Sorry. I was saving it, but that's not the directory I want to save it. Okay, anyway. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to, if the information is, set, I'm going to call MySQL query. And I guess it's better if I declare a variable, call it query. And then if you have your database set up, best practices, create your ERD, all your diagrams on your before you make your database, and then you call the information. So for example, to give you an example, let's say I have a database table called user. You'll have an email address, which would probably be a varchar. If we're working with MySQL, you could set it up to 255. If you have password, you could set it to varchar 255. Okay, and then first name varchar 255. Just giving you an example. And then you want to have ID, which will be an int value 11 auto increment. Yeah, I see this so much that I really don't remember. So okay, so we're calling select user table, select email password from user table where email gets and password gets. Okay, now what I want to do right here is trying to think of the best way. I mean, we don't have to initialize the variable. We can just call the variable within the MySQL query. Post email post password. By the way, you see how basic I'm doing this? I'm not even using any MD5 salt or nothing. Obviously in the login, the join form, which I'm not creating, just showing you how to create a basic login, we would be using that stuff. So, well, we're actually want to select the ID and the first name, and keep the password inside the database email. Obviously the email shown, but I don't know, I guess it'll be better to initialize the variable outside once we get the email. Okay, so got our query. Now what we want to do here is result gets MySQL fetch array. And by the way, like I said, please do not use MySQL query, the MySQL library. Use MySQL or PDO. Okay, so result gets MySQL fetch array query. Okay, now we want to initialize variables, which will be ID gets the row of ID. First name gets the row first name. Last name, well, I didn't put a last name here, just keeping it basic. Remember the times R gets email. Okay, so what I did is I accessed the information inside the database, and I had to make sure that the password was selected. Okay, let me stop right here. I'm gonna have part 2 because I want to do more. So for example, if the password was wrong and it's not inside the database, then we want to just stop everything. So let me stop this video for now and join me for part 2. This is basically the setup of what's going on to create a login system.